When I held him, when he first took his first breath of fresh air, I was thinking that this is my legacy. There's nothing like that. I guess you feel your own mortality at that point when you create another life. But I know that, and it's a blessing to be able to have a child. We had a child at a later age. So he keeps me young. He really does. He keeps me on my toes and keeps me going. Those things where we have to be up really early in the morning to get to these soccer matches when I'd much rather be relaxing on the weekends. But so yeah, that selfless take on, he pushes me to, and most parents are selfless, but to continue to be selfless. And that's what I'm proud most about in terms of bringing him into this world.
I think my love is best expressed by the 6 a.m. risings and driving to soccer games on the weekends when I would probably rather be doing something else, sitting out in the cold, packing the bag, the constant laundry, encouraging him to be able to fail, and that's okay, and to not be afraid to do things, and sometimes to show up when he doesn't want to show up. I think that's a lesson also one learns with sports that is helpful throughout life. Like sometimes you just don't feel like going to practice or you're tired, and you kind of just, as long as you do your best, it sort of comes back at you. And then in the most probably meaningful way is that my heart stops every time he goes for a save because of, that concern, that fear. Wanting him to do it, even though he's risking hurting himself, but not wanting him to hurt himself.
So ever since I was little, I'd always played defense since ever starting soccer. And I ended up just falling into the role of goalkeeper because of how much I played defense, and I stuck with it ever since.
Clark is determined. Once he puts his mind to it, he becomes very focused that that's what he wants to do, and he's independently motivated to do that. So he doesn't want a lot of help necessarily, but he does really work hard on the things that he wants, and to make himself better, whether that's to be a goalkeeper, whether that's to be a student. He really has that competitive drive, and it's internal. I think he competes with himself more than he even competes with other teams or other people, and I appreciate that he has that.
I guess the way I express my love to Clark is to try to remind him that I'm gonna let him fall and he's gonna have to pick himself up, because that, to me, that's what I call love, is allowing him to learn life's lessons without my interference as a parent.
My parents are very supportive. They give me all of the tools I need to become a goalkeeper and get better. I have gone to so many camps that I would have been able to if I wasn't fortunate enough. And camps like these help me get better as a keeper and more active as a person as well.
I try to remain positive, with any direction that I give him. How do I remain, I'd say, I just try to be as compassionate without being passive. I guess that about as to how I try to make the best for him.
He's never been someone who's afraid. He's never been someone who's taken a risk. And then when he became a goalkeeper, I think what it's done is really brought out some of his more leadership qualities. It's helped him be a better communicator. He is very personable, but he's a little bit quiet. Being a goalkeeper means that he really has to be talking to the team at the whole time he's playing. He can't be inside his head. And that was something that has really developed over the years of him goalkeeping, where he has to start to articulate what he wants the team to be doing, what he's thinking, how he wants the game to go, so that he can be better in that position.
Something I always try to instill in him, you give 100% for whatever you're going to do. Anything else is a waste of time. I just want Clark to be able to be happy. Happy isn't always attributed to success or wealth. It's an independence that he has to establish himself. Back to that word happy, I just want him to be happy and enjoy life and hopefully find someone that shares his same interests, views, and goals.
I just want to be successful in whatever I do, whether it's professional goalkeeping, office 9-to-5 job, or something on a smaller scale like a personal business. I just want to be successful in whatever I do and obtain just a happy, simple life.
I hope that what Clark remembers from this time in his life, that really he has all the choices in the world, right? He can do anything. Everything is open to him. I think one of the things that you realize when you get older is that sometimes opportunities pass and you can't necessarily do things anymore. I think I would have liked to have done more adventuring when I was younger, and exploring, and then when you're my age, it's just you have physical limitations that you can't do that. He doesn't have that. He's like literally at that point in his life where he's becoming old enough to be able to do all of these exciting things. Nothing is a limitation to him. He physically can do everything. He mentally can take on any challenge. And I hope that he does that. I hope he recognizes that he has this window of opportunity to just go forward and follow whatever his dream is, follow whatever he thinks he'd like to try, and even if he doesn't want to do it more than once, like he should do all the things at least once. I think that's the best part of this particular age that he's at.
I love my family members so much. I just want to say thank you. I know I'm difficult sometimes and I don't want to do things that I should be doing, but I'm glad that you helped me through things I don't want to do, even though it's better for me, and that you make me do those things that are better for me, because I don't think I would do that on my own. And just giving all your time and effort means the world to me.
Clark, I am so proud of you. I am proud of you showing up every time that you show up for something, bringing your whole self to it. I appreciate that you are very self-reflective in being able to look at your performance going backwards, and also something that I think that's really hard and that it's really important for a goalkeeper, like then you leave it on the field. So you've had awful games, there have been times when maybe you've even not played as well as you can, and you just leave it there and you go on and life goes on, and that's really what sport's about. So I'm really, of all the things that you have, athletic ability, perseverance, I'm really proud of that particular skill. I'm proud that you have never been someone who brings that like anxiety off the field and just beats yourself up, because you know that there's always a chance next time that you can just do better. You can look back, you can learn from it, and that you can figure out how the next time will be better. And that is probably the thing I'm most proud of.
Clark, I just want you to know that I love you more than life itself, and that you're one of the most important people in my life besides Michelle. One takeaway I will have for you is just always remember that you are not alone. You always have family. Family is the most important thing you can have. So even long after your mother and I are gone, you have your brother. And eventually you will have your own family. And I hope that I can be there for as long as I can.
My name is Kyle. I'm from Silver Spring, Maryland, but obviously I am in Brooklyn, New York, and I am Clark's brother. and I hate being in front of the camera. I'd much rather be behind the camera. So I really hate this. So Clark to me kind of represents everything I'm not. He chose soccer, I chose baseball, and I think one thing that's really interesting too is in baseball there is this this kind of prevailing belief around relief pitchers, and they're always kind of viewed as the oddball on the baseball team. They're obviously separated from everyone else because they're in the bullpen while everyone's in the dugout. And I really like the fact that Clark chose the one position in soccer that is closest related to the relief pitcher. Completely separated from the team, doesn't have to run, and I think that's a really apt comparison between the two of us as brothers. One of the things that I love watching Clark play soccer is I think it has allowed him to grow into a natural leader. It has obviously showcased his skills, like athletically, but also most importantly, I think it is finally the one perfect use of his huge head, where when he was 4, instead of hitting me with his giant head, he now gets to use it to stop soccer balls going 65 miles an hour. So I think my favorite memory watching Clark play is this is one of the first games I saw of Clark after the pandemic, and MSI was up 2-1, very classic scenario. One of the last kicks of the game, MSI gives up a penalty. Clark has to save the penalty to keep the win alive. And one of the great joys I have of watching this is not only did I get to see Clark play, but I also got to see the toll this place was on our mom. So as all the parents are kind of yelling and making a big fuss, Clark is kind of just like in his zone, kind of making the mental preparations for what he needs to do. And then I look over to my mom and she is just in mental anguish to the point where she literally can't look. She has to like look away. The penalty's taken, Clark saves it. There's this like big whooping jubilation. And I like that in this showcase of Clark's skills, our mom literally cannot watch. And it just like is awash with relief. So I really like that memory for just the disparity between the two human emotions that were on display in that moment. Aside from all the friendships and the team building that Clark has gained from playing soccer, I think the biggest thing that he will remember from this time is kind of the whole world it opens up to him. Going with Clark to London to train at different soccer academies, getting to experience that kind of natural bonding. And he now not only has the experience of that trip, but he also has the experience of being able to bond with literally anybody about soccer and sport. And even as somebody who doesn't play soccer, but obviously follows it quite closely, me being able to talk about Tottenham or talk about how Clark plays soccer to people is immediately this like bonding thing. And that is something that no matter how much longer Clark you play soccer for, you are going to have for the rest of your life. And I think that is such a special thing. It becomes a bonding thing in terms of being able to watch games with family or with friends or with people you literally never met before in a bar in Brooklyn at 7:30 in the morning, speaking from experience. And it also creates just this sense of family with people that you have maybe never interacted before. And I think that's really, really special. That's how I have grown to love soccer. And I think as you get older, you will really grow to appreciate that as well. Clark, it has been a pleasure watching you play for the few times that I have been able to come to Silver Spring and brave the cold to watch you play. And I think the only thing that means now is that you now have to come to Brooklyn and wake up with me at 7 in the morning to go watch Tottenham play at Tottenham Bar in Brooklyn.